and moons upon the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in its jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold.
We're at Friends.
So it's your
Michael McMorrow, Reverend Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here at the Granada Hills Center for Spiritual Living. And on behalf of our Center for Spiritual Living community here in Granada Hills, I bid you well. And for Nader, Scotty, Doug and his wife Stephanie, and her grandchildren Tristan, Chandler, Teresa, Bill Haley, Meg's mother, and the entire Haley Macaulay Donohue clan, which there are plenties of you, and assembled families and friends. I would like to welcome you to this celebration of the life of our beloved friend and sister in spirit and love, Meg Donahue. So we welcome all who come to honor Meg, whether Christian or Jew, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, or agnostic. We welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love, just as Meg treasured friends from all walks of life and from all belief systems. We have an opening ritual here at our center that we use to underscore Meg's belief in the unity behind all religious thought. And I have asked Jeannie Starrett, our practitioner here, and Reverend Nancy Woods to assist me with our opening prayer.
There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
As we open our minds and our hearts to recognize this love that has brought all of us here today. Love for a beautiful soul that has been a divine representation of Spirit's presence. A love that flowed through a soul that was given constantly of what they were and what they had in their hearts. As I recognize that divine presence of life fully expressed itself through Meg, as Meg, I realize today that we filled this room with a love that was awakened by her presence.
So our purpose here this afternoon then is to honor and to celebrate the life of our dear Meg. For myself, I got to know Meg and Nader really through Scotty. So Scotty was out in the world sorting things out in his young adult life. And the three of us thought we would get together and have a little sit down with him for maybe a little meaningful discussion on what the heck's going on. And if I remember things correctly, I was still a ministerial student at the time working with young adults here at our center, of which Scotty was one. So in a very real way, my ministry is tied to this family. And that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. So during this time, around this time, Meg started taking classes here at our center, and it wasn't long before she was a mainstay in service to the center, serving in the sometimes thankless job as our SEVA coordinator, which is a service coordinator, and also in her sacred calling of grief support. Now, I personally used Meg as both a massage therapist and as a prayer practitioner. Meg was a natural healer, a very open-hearted person, She felt things deeply, the joys, and yes, the lows. And she loved fiercely. And Nader, you were left out of very few conversations, brother. All friends and family have within their memories tales of victory and tales of, well, I could have done that better. And I'm sure that makes life as no different than the hundreds that I have witnessed in my own ministry and in my own life. So today, let's remember the humor, the laughter, the good times of family when we were younger and unburdened with the world of worldly clamors or adult thinking.
For those of you who don't know me, and I'm going to read a poem here. It's called A Walk by Rainier Maria Rilke, as translated by Robert Bly. My eyes already touch the sunny hill. Going far ahead of the road I have begun. So we are grasped by what we cannot grasp. It has inner light, even from a distance, and charges us, even if we do not reach it, into something else which, hardly sensing it, we already are. A gesture waves us on, answering our own wave, but what we feel is the wind in our faces.
First off, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for showing us the love and respect you have today. As most of you know, I've spent the last 10 years, the 10 most glorious years of my life with Meg and my family. Anyone who was touched by Meg knows what a light she is. To me, she is everything. She is my wife, she is my girlfriend, she's my best friend, my business partner, my lover, my teacher, my provider, and my healer. She is my light of day and the moonlight of my nights. The favorite thing in the whole wide world for me was waking up next to her every morning.
A lover asked his beloved, "Do you love yourself more than you love me?" And beloved replied, "I have died to myself and I live for you. I've disappeared from myself and my attributes. I am present only for you. I've forgotten all of my learnings, but from knowing you, I've become a scholar. I've lost all of my strength, but from your power, I am able. I love myself. I love you. I love you. I love myself."
Oh, so many faces I love in here. Saying that, I really would love this opportunity to thank so many of you. When something like this happens, it's just so beautiful seeing spirits come together to support you when you're practically out of your mind. My mom was a free spirit. She was carefree. Imagine it is in the 70s and you are at a party with a bunch of free-loving hippies. Look at the picture on the pamphlet that you have, that face. My first dad was a surfer dude with long shaggy hair, talking and laughing with friends at a party, and a beautiful auburn-haired girl with bright blue eyes approached him. And all he could notice was that he could see the beautiful form of her body through her dress in the light. And the first question that came out of her lips was, "Do you want to take a shower?" This was my mother. She was a free spirit. Dad would say it was the best shower he ever had. Because they never separated thereafter. They spent 25 long years together after that. I would really like to thank God, the universe, whatever you may call your higher power, that I was birthed to a woman destined to be a mother beyond most. A mother who not only devoted herself to her children, but to all those around her. Mom ignited a spark in me. She opened my eyes to the ethereal, to the divine beyond common eye. She revealed the infinite faces of God and flickered a small spiritual flame inside of a child that developed into a forever building fire of spiritual desire for enlightenment. She taught me about healing, about grief, about expressing your truth, and not letting others suppress who you are. I guess I hope that just really sums it up, but thank you all, and that's it.
It is not necessary, if we should pass on tonight, that anyone should remember that we have ever lived. All that means anything is that while we live, we live. And wherever we go from here, we shall keep on living. Clearly, Meg lived. And we celebrate her life today.
Meg was one of my teachers. You might think because she was in class with me and she would appear to be a student, that might have been true to a certain extent. But she was one of my teachers, one of my most wonderful teachers. Meg wasn't fashionable, but she had such incredible style. And whenever she would come to class, I could hardly wait to see what she was going to have on. You know, I wear black and white. I wear very sort of staid colors. And I lived vicariously through her in the way that she dressed, you know. There's that part of me that was Meg inside me that wanted to be able to be that free spirit that she was. And when she moved to San Antonio, one day the phone rang and there was Meg. And one of the first things out of her mouth was, she said, these people don't get me. And you know, like you said, it was Texas. And of course they didn't get her. And I said to her, I said, Meg, I said, remember what we talked about in class, that what people think of you is none of your business. I said, you need to just be who you are, and they'll get used to it. Because we all did, right? We all got used to who Meg was.
For those of you who don't recognize me, I'm Haley. I'm her dynamics niece. And my mom is Iris Haley, that's her sister. And what I learned from her is it's possible to change and grow and to learn from other people and to make mistakes and really reflect on them and try to change from that. What I loved was her heart and her spirit. She just was constantly giving. She's just such a giving person. I remember once I think she was taking me to the Fallbrook Mall, and we'd just come from a gas station. She pulled into a gas station. Again, like, okay, maybe she forgot something or she has to pee. She had to pee all the time. But she went in there and she bought some water, and she gave that bottle of water to this old woman who was on a park bench, and she also gave the woman some money. A very elderly woman who was carrying a bag. It was very hot, and I remember going, did she ask for something? Like, how did you know on the road? Like, she just pulled over, stopped at the gas station, and she was like, Haley, her heart was calling out to me, I had to stop. And that was Aunt Meg.
So, I'm Meg's brother, or for those that like the literal, I'm her cousin. So yeah, we all know few people can match Meg's spirit, her enthusiasm for life, her joy. She laughed at just about everything. You guys hear that? Now, Meg? She's laughing. She says, why not now? All of you, she wants you all to be laughing. So, Meg, we love you dearly. Please hold on tight. Be patient. We're all coming to your party. Miss you.
I have a very big family on my dad's side, on my stepmom's side, on my mom's side, and on the Harry side. But one of the biggest things about Aunt Meg was she never made me feel not part of the family. She's always been my Aunt Meg. And when I'm around her, I never even consider myself not the family.
I think Reverend said it earlier that I feel robbed. I really feel robbed here. I'm sure most of us, not all of us do. That we got robbed of someone really special, a bright shining light. It was so much easier if she sucked, but she didn't. She was really awesome, so this is really hard. The first time we met was in Scotty's birthday in 2011. I was supposed to see Harry Potter with my family, and my niece and my brother-in-law were in from Portland, Oregon. And I messed up the movie theater that we were supposed to go meet at. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? My friend's got a birthday party in the valley. I'm gonna go there instead, and I'll see you guys home. And I went to Scotty's birthday, and I met Meg, and we had such a great time. We drank, we laughed, we told stories, we got to know each other that night. And every time we hung out since then, we just always had a good time. Lots of laughter, lots of stories, good food. And I feel robbed that we're not going to have that anymore.
We decided to become prayer partners, and even after she moved to San Antonio, we kept up our treatments for each other. My sadness is overwhelming right now. I grieve for all of us, family and friends, who will be denied Meg's physical presence, and I feel truly blessed that I knew her, love her, and was loved by her. I know that her amazing and beautiful light and spirit will be with us as long as we remain on this plane of existence.
I can tell you that she was in nearly every class I taught here at the center. And she supported me by attending workshops that I gave other places. We did drumming, we walked labyrinths, we had meals together, and I did her hair. She was transparent, vulnerable, authentic, and real. Meg was a great student, and if anyone was ever on a quest to find out what it was all about, Alfie, that was Meg. She always did her homework, even when she didn't want to do it. And it was usually presented back to me in the most creative way, probably written with purple ink. She loved angels and fairies. They're just Gaelic angels. And now she's one for real.
My name's Teresa. My dad's Doug. She was my nanny. She was like everything. She always taught me different things. One of the major things was to forgive and forget.
I remember the first class she took with me. And I thought, oh my God, there's going to be a challenge here. And she was one of the best students I've ever had. She taught me what I thought I knew, but what I needed to know in my being. And I do remember, as Reverend Jeannie talked about the Mardi Gras. And I remember Nader, her and I, we had a blast. And the cool thing about it is that she shared you, Nader, with all of us. We knew that there was only love. Only love. Doug, I look forward to meeting you as well. And Scott, you're always in my heart. Tuesday in our circle, and I'll finish with this, as all of us were trying to grasp what we heard. Reverend Jeannie said something very prolific that I talked to Scotty the next night about. She said, we have to remember that sometimes our soul gets so big for our body that it has to leave.
So in closing now, let us remember and hold in our hearts this celebration of life for our friend, dear friend Meg, and again leave here today with that renewed sense of commitment to our own lives and to the lives affected by our dear Meg. We go forward today in safety and in mindfulness, aware of the loving consciousness of faith shared here today by those who spoke and those who showed up. Know that you are the blessing. So finally, I would close with this prayer. I'm going to ask Mike to start. There's another closing video. We'll have the musicians play over that, Mike, rather than the music. So, Lord God, creator of all, you have made us creatures of this earth, but have also promised us a share in life eternal. Receive our thanks and praise that through the examples and teachings of your saints, sages, ascended masters, your child Meg, our sister, mother, grandmother, aunt, lover, whom we commend into your hands today, shares with your saints, the saints of the consciousness of heaven, in the next reality, where there is neither sorrow nor pain, but life everlasting. Hallelujah. Amen.
Yeah. upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind. Behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I? Like lemon drops high above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Oh, that's where you'll find me. Oh, yeah, that's where you'll find me.
So in closing, as this is a celebration of life, I'd like us all to stand and give a big rousing send-off to Meg. All right? Hip hip hooray. 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hip hip